Hey guys, just doing a quick video of the year. Smashed it this year, celebrating with a cigar, and quite looking forward to this winter training. And I think I've pretty much completed the world this year. Inland sea and Anglesea, smashed a few big bass. First double keepers ever, so 2 keepers in a session. Loads of achievements, and I'll go through the videos as we go. Cheers. Okay guys, so we'll start off with the Hoyle Bank session in February, where I caught 9 flounder over 33 centimeters up to 40, and someone had a sea trout as well, the first sea trout I've ever seen alive, which was absolutely fantastic. So it's good to see a different species, you know, if you know of them, but then you actually see them in person. Very elusive. So that was a good start. Also in February, I managed a small codling, just in keeper size. These days, codling is so rare, so that was worth mentioning. Made myself fish and chips, which was pretty sweet, and then things started to pick up next month. Happy days, guys. I've done it, mate. Cheers. Cheers, buddy. Early March, I started hitting the place, pretty much just place at low water. When it came to high water, it was mixed in with small flounder as well. But on a low water session, mid-flood, when I was still on the beach before the wall at Harrison Drive, I managed to bag a 42 centimeter place, which was a phenomenal fish because they don't come around often at that size. And I was really chuffed. Brilliant. There we go, guys. Probably my biggest place ever. So early as well. That is an absolute unit. Happy days. Boom. Also in March, mid-March, I caught my PB specific venue PB at Caldy. Regards to a place, it was 38 centimeters, and the unusual thing was, it was on the very late ebb, and it was caught in very shallow water. So it's always worth just sticking around until the tide goes out on high tide. There we go, guys. Second biggest place of the year, 38 centimeters. Happy days. That's a unit. Fantastic. Two days later, still mid-March, I managed my first ever double header at keeper place. Quite decent place, I think 34, a 35 and a 36 centimeter. So that was a beauty of a catch on a flatty rod, and that was caught at Derby Pool Gutter. It was one of my missions, to be fair. When I started hitting the place frequently, I thought I need to get a double header now. I had quite a few good ones drop off throughout March, but that's, yeah, they call it fishing, not catching.
Go ahead, you good to go, say what you want.
Alright guys, this is Tom from Murphy Sea Fishing, who fishes with Bride quite a lot. Got a double header on the double pennel. This one's circle hooked, which is fantastic, the bigger one, and both hooks are in this one. So lovely fish. Happy days. Cheers, Bride. So in late March, I went on my first ever flatfish boat trip, and I suggested on the trip we go to Derby Pool, where I've been frequently catching place. So we did. We went there, and it was quite cool, really, because when the tide was high, I just knew automatically where the gutter was, albeit it was still covered in water, the whole beach. So I found the gutter, using one of the rock channel posts. Found a spot, found the shelf, and I called it when I read the map on the sat-nav thing, or whatever, the Garmin. I said, it'll drop off right now, and it dropped off, and we enjoyed a session, albeit a slow session. I managed to get a nice place, gave it to the captain of the boat as such. Then I had a nice flounder, and one of the other anglers there had a place as well, so that was good. But that was all that happened that day. They went back there and had a few more when I wasn't there. But yeah, it's just nice to do different stuff. That's playing. Okay guys, just had some bites. If you want to film this way, just okay guys, just got some bites. Left it slack line on a 2 o'clock circle. Pretty sure this is a place. Tips quivering. Let's go for it. Here we go guys, you ready? Oh yeah. Look at that. Jesus, this is a good fish. There we go. A belter. Is that a flounder?
I think it's a flounder.
Oh well, that's a good fish.
Yeah, decent.
Happy days. So pretty much the start of April, I started a species hunt. Never really been a fan of species hunts because they tend to take the fun out of fishing. But I managed 38 centimetre for the species comp. I think the first one entered, which was all good. But soon after, I decided to call it off because I just realised it was making me too serious about fishing. I'd much rather set my own targets. And that's it really, yeah. Hey guys, fish before work on the ragtop and black bomb on a 2-hook flapper today. Just a Trident 2-hook flapper rig body with 28-pound snoods and size 1 hooks. Beautiful fish. I was quite excited with the fight. It was a belter, and they've absolutely improved. They are heavy, fat fish. So we're going to get this measured for the species comp, and belter first place in the comp. Still in early April, I managed my best silver eel at Connors Quay specifically, and I also went to the water's edge and hand caught a smelt, quite a large one to be fair, so that was a nice surprise, and I've never seen one in real life alive, so that was cool. Another one in April. There we go guys, that was eventful. I've got a silver eel, probably that's my best Connors Quay silver eel. Let's see how hooked it is. On the circle, on the top circle. That's absolutely ideal. Fantastic. Late April, me and Gaz went to Shell Island. My second ever time there. The first time when I was very young, and I think just my goal was to just catch fish, whatever happens. A really slow start, to be fair. It was raining and horrible. And as soon as the sun decided to come out, we started fishing. We did some night sessions as well. Gaz did absolutely fine considering how hard it was. He had a nice big dab. Then he started to catch schoolies. And then very late in the session, I got a nice killer bite and got a 42 on the nose. And then we had a barbecue the next day with some steak sandwiches and some buttered bass as well. That was a good times. We had quite a couple of beers as well. Okay, when you're ready.
So here's Tom, his first bass of the weekend.
A long, slim bass.
A long,
What a
slim one.
Fight that
Yeah.
was. Turn your head, touch on.
Yeah.
Do you want to get yours on white, guys?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Right
Well,
in
that's
the
better,
lip.
isn't it?
Got the braid for once. I thought
Yeah.
braid was shit. Struck it like hard. It's really crazy. Ah, that's a lovely fish, that.
Yeah, well in, Tom, lad.
Cheers.
Well in.
Nice one. Hey, Shell Island bass.
Hey.
So then Magical May came around and I had my personal best bass. I had managed to hit the £5 mark at £5 1 ounces. Not just that, my first 60cm round fish from the sea. So it's absolutely buzzing. That was one of the best solo sessions I've ever had, and shortest too. I literally got a savage take on a week-old lug and I thought, oof, there's definitely fish here. Casting again, sat eagerly on my box in the dark with my head torch. I think I sacked the bell off, or maybe put the bell on. No, I sacked it off because it was that fast the first bite. So just stared at it for ages, and then all of a sudden, tap, tap, arch, 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 and it just stayed down. Hit it, went a bit sideways as I always do, kept the pressure on, and shit me, that was an adrenaline experience. As anyone on here has caught a £5 bass in the dark on their own, it's insane. That fish was powerful, and the ebb was flying out, so I literally had to walk to the water's edge, even on the second cast, blast out as far as I could, walked all the way back to the tripod across this mud at Hoylake, and then sat and waited, watched the bite, hit it. It was the scariest fight ever. I thought I was going to snap the rod, to be honest, even though it's a good rod. It's on the lighter side, the Shimano Speedmaster, and got it to what I thought was the water's edge, and it was. It was all to do with thinking when the weight got heavier, so I knew it was out of the water. But I almost sensed when it started to give up or turn on its belly. When a big bass comes in, it comes in on its belly, and you'll just like have to just slide the rod sideways and just do a few times just to make sure it's on the deck, on the sand. When I got down to it, you'll see in the video, I was absolutely ecstatic. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was two keeper bass, but small ones. And yeah, I don't think I cast in after that. I just left. I thought, no way, this is just nuts, I'm getting out of here. So yeah, enjoy that video. Okay guys, just had the best fight of my fucking life. Let's see what we've got here. Fuck me. That was absolutely sweet as fuck. Is that a big bass or two bass? Can't tell. Oh my god, it's muddy here. Shit. Oh my god. It's an absolute unit. Holy shit. Oh my god. Look at the size of that. Holy shit. Look at the size of that. That's a fucking massive bass. Fucking hell. That's massive. No joke, guys. That's massive. That's absolutely huge. Look at that. Look at that. I've done it. I knew it. I fucking knew it. That's the biggest bass I've ever landed. That's absolutely massive. Oh, work hard, play hard, baby. That's brilliant. So after a reasonable break, because every time I achieve something decent in my life, I tend to just relax for a bit, just to not burn out, sort of thing. Came up to June after catching a couple of schoolies and stuff the month before, and then I decided to get some merch ordered with some persuasion of Ben Cadden, quite a good bass angler on the world. Got a few ordered, all sold. Still got my first one. Then yeah, arrived at Perch Rock, seeing some good fish come out by Darren. He caught some smoothhound. I think Steve was into the race, and I was just in between getting no successful hookups on the big bait. So I thought, sod this. I'll see if Steve's got any worm. So he gave me like a couple of ragworm, downsized my rig, managed to get my first ever tub gurnard from Perch Rock, and that was an amazing experience, to be fair, because they don't come around often. And the first fish I caught on a Murphy Sea fishing cap as well, so that was a bit of a buzz. Yeah, it was just a beautiful fish. They've got some really nice colours. Went back alive. I think Darren had a couple of smoothhound. It was just a good little meet up with the guys I fish with. So yeah, happy days. Well guys, my first time back fishing for a bit. I've managed a Perch Rock tub gurnard. Quite a rare fish, to be honest, for here. So absolutely stunning. Beautiful catch at Perch Rock. So still early June. Me and Gaz decided to do a session at Hoyle Bank with no bait. We took the pumped some lugworm, thank God. Some black, blow, yellows, both cast in, really slow but perfect conditions. I'm not sure I had a flounder or not. I think it was just the bass that day. Gaz said I'm on Tom to something, didn't feel exactly big. He caught his first ever bass from Hoylake, 43 centimeters, which was amazing. Then I moved my tripod back with the line coming off it, and I could feel something pulling back on it. It was a strange experience. So I left it a bit, noticed it was still going, set the hook, and then got a nice 3 pound 2 ounce bass on pump worm with no worm. So that was another achievement for both me and Gaz, to arrive with no bait and get a keeper each. Then we went to the Black Toad in Hoylake, which is a really awesome, unique bar. Or yeah, it's a bar, pub, whatever. Got some, did we? I can't remember. I think we went to Wetherspoons instead, to be fair, the Hoylake Wetherspoons, and had like a breakfast meal and a pint. I think we both had an Abbott Ale, which was amazing. I think it's like $6.98 for a English breakfast and a pint, which was sweet as. So that was that day complete. We were both chuffed. Okay, so late June, we did another Perch Rock meetup, and I managed to catch my first ever smoothhounds from Perch Rock, which has always been a goal, because to me the Rock Channel was the smoothhound spot, but Darren gave me a dongle rig. I think I had some live crab. First cast, before anyone else got the bite, let it go for a while, and then straight into a small smoothhound. And then I think it was just literally for 5 casts I had 5 smoothhound, albeit not massive. That's exactly why I don't fish Perch Rock for smoothhound, because compared to the Rock Channel just up the road, the smoothhound stamp's very small. But that was quite an adventure, to be fair, to get 5 a perch for the first time ever catching them, so I knew how to nail them. And it's a lot easier than the Rock Channel getting there wise, so that appealed to me. That opened up a new door of confidence. Cheers. There we go guys, best smoothhound of the year so far. Not a bad one really, not a bad one at all. I mean, I've done much better in the past, but For Perch Rock, I can't argue, that's fantastic. The lighthouse in the background. Just going to show the stars. Look at that beaut. Right in the side. Fantastic fight that, guys. Top stuff. It's a beaut. So this was a big day in the year. Literally the end of June. Previously Cole lent me this Abu 464, an ancient rod with just top action, literally an aluminium butt section. I was determined to catch something worth talking about to Cole with, and I managed to get a dab, and I thought, right, the dabs are definitely there, so that's the spot for the flatties. Casting whole lug baits in the same spot, and I think on the second cast, after a conversation with Gaz saying, oh, imagine if I get a sole, the rod starts curling over with the bell going mad. Everyone that day was having a slow session, so I was just buzzing to catch something. And then a double header came in. I think there was a sole on the top and a dab on the bottom. And honestly, with sole on the beach, like if you just reeling them in from like eye level down, it just looks like a normal flatfish. But as it approached me, I knew it was my first ever perch rocked over sole, so I was absolutely buzzing with that. And it beat my PB by a centimetre as well, which was awesome. That's how steady it becomes when you get good fish. It doesn't seem to jump, it just seems to go bit by bit and chip into the top results sort of thing. In my previous PB was 36 centimetres at Mariners Wharf. That was also on a rod I got given its first session out ages ago, and this session 37 centimetres, and gave that to my granddad. He really enjoyed it, and what a thrill that was. Cheers. Okay guys, I'll give you another show. Look at that. Fuck. Right. These are powerful fish. There we go, a nice sized sole, baby. Whoa, I can't express how powerful this is. This is powerful. It's going mad. I'll make a funny video though. All right, every time I touch it lightly, there we go. Look at that, from Perch Rock. Literally the start of July. I think Cole was inspired by my sole catch and thought, why not try? So we ended up at Perch Rock. I located the spot. I said, this is where I caught it, let's go here. I thought you know, as it was just like a dab stream every now and then. It wasn't very prolific catch wise, so I thought I'll just rummage around, see if there's any crabs still knocking about in my box, because I'm quite lazy at times. I just leave live peeler in my box. Yep, I got a pulley panel out, single size 1, wrapped up a peeler on it, cast it out as far as I could, and it was on the ebb at this point after all the dab fishing. Solid bite, and hit into my first proper hound from perch, probably around 7-8 pound maybe, and came in, and I went, what on earth's going on here? It was hooked like in its side fin, so that's why it felt insane. So that was unbelievable, the fact that it probably had it in its mouth and it came out mid-fight in the tide and then got it in the fin. That was ridiculous. And then I had another one, a cast after, around the same size or a bit bigger, and that was it for the night. But that was brilliant, to be honest, to get some proper hounds from Perch Rock early July. Cool. Is that, yeah, that's on, yeah. Leave it like that, that's it. Just keep it up right like that. Let's just get the hook out. That's it. Size 1. Pulley panel. It's braid up its way carefully. Big back. That's attractive fish. Much better stand tonight. That fish is where it's at. Right, let's get it released. Yeah. So, still early July. I went to Wales, the inland sea, for a holiday. It started off with just like crap weather again, just like Shell Island. I bought some Aldi rods, just little crappy £7 rods, £6.99, just for a bit of fun, you know, for the boats, if I was to go on the boat. Anyway, I cast in on my first cast, solo. I got a nice flounder of about 39 centimetres. And then it was pretty much me and Gaz were fishing, and every time I'd get a large flounder day by day. And then the sun popped out on Gaz's last day. We went to Ravens Point. Gaz was float fishing, I believe, and he was enjoying that. I managed to just use a ledger for, you know, whatever was down there. Managed to pollock as well. I think Gaz had the biggest pollock, but it fell back in because it came off on a ledge. So that was nice. Took the pollock back. Then the day Gaz left, that day Gaz left, I got up nice and early. I pumped some fresh lugworm, cast in. I think on the second cast, got a really nice bite, proper run as well, because I set the drag. I think I did, I'm not sure. Caught a bass of around 3-4 pound, upper 3 for sure. That was a beauty. And then I think I just had a good drink that day afterwards in celebration. The day after, I decided to do the tide again. It was a much more unusual weather. It was fog, which is often the case in the inland sea. Very foggy area. I'm not sure. I think that the fog came later. But anyway, I caught a really nice bass of about 59-60 centimeters there, or give or take there, roundabouts. And then on the next cast, I had a 57 or a 58. So it's just 2 top fish. My first ever double keepers in a session. And I'm pretty sure I stayed that long that I had like a 40 to 41 centimeter flounder as well. It was literally just top fish that session, albeit not loads, but quality over quantity. What else happened on that trip? My brother did some spearfishing, shot a few big ballan wrasse. I think that was it pretty much. I was just buzzing. I had something in my foot, like glass in my foot, so I left a day early and left everyone to it. But what a thrilling trip that was. That really taught me a few things about catching bass. That is, use circles on the top hook, smaller Shaberdine, size 1, razor sharp for both of them. For the circles, go for the lip grip if you want strength, or yucky circles are number 1. They're absolutely epic, so good. Like Varivass are great as well. Size 1s, whatever. Saltwater Champion, the Varivass Saltwater Champion are great, but they do like rust pretty quick, so it's worth chucking them after the session. Or Phonexus, whatever how you pronounce it, the Amazon's bestseller for sea fishing hooks. Super cheap, size 1s. Had a £9 1 ounce ray on one of those before, just a single size 1. But yeah, that was the Welsh trip you'll see in the vid. You don't need to touch anything. Okay guys, that's strong. That gave me a cracking run. That might be my best bass, I don't know. That looks like it to me with that head. That mouth, that's a serious fish. It is a big head actually. But look at that. Monster tail. And I've got another one here. And this one, believe it or not, is 51. So who knows? We might have a 60 on our hands. I'm absolutely chuffed. Murphy sea fishing. Yes. Okay guys, that's another one for me. Another unit. An absolute beauty. Look at that. I'm the bass champion at the moment. That was second chuck. Right on the scissors. Went in the weed. Had to retrieve it. What a beauty. Yes, get in. So as the Welsh trip came to an end, I decided to go with the Bluefin guys down to Pwllheli Beach. I think I just arrived early, so I didn't know where to go, so I just fished sort of in the middle. Got a message from Kaya White, and he said, "Oh no, come up here. You'll have to drive around though, because you're so far away." So I did. I don't think I had any squid. I can't remember what bait I had. I think it was mackerel and rag, and it just wasn't doing the damage. So I decided to ask Kai how he's doing it, because quite a few of them from the Bluefin team in Anglesey were doing really well on the bream. So I said, "Do you mind if I use a rig and some of the bait you're using?" And he said, "Yeah, go ahead." And he said, "You've really got to punch it out there." So I was like, "Okay, fair dues." So I cast it really far on my first cast with Kai's rig. I got a really small bream, like that big. And then Rob came over and said, "Can I have that bream for the tote?" I said, "Yeah, sure." But I didn't even get a photo of it by this point, so I had to go back to him while he was baiting it up to say, whoa, can I just get a photo? So that was my first ever UK bream. And then I stayed in my car, which was horrific. It was dead warm, windows down across the gear stick and everything. It was crap. Thought, bollocks to this, I'm going fishing again. So the sun was slowly coming up, played some tunes. No one was around. I think 2 fishermen arrived on the left near the rock. Cast out a distance, then saw some gars jump. So I thought I'll change to mackerel, try and catch one of them. Didn't work. So then I blasted it out there again after losing one of the snoods on the thrick pop up. And then decided just to get the bite on camera this time. Popped my camera down, selfie mode. Got this nice little bomb. Hit it and hooked this 28 centimeter bream, or 27. I think it was 27 or 28. It was a nice keeper for a black bream. I was absolutely chuffed with that, to be fair. So that was it then. I was knackered, so I headed home. That was a brilliant trip. Cheers. Yeah, it's fantastic, guys. My PB black bream. What a beauty. What a cracking fight that was. That's a beauty. Me and Steve set off for an Anglesey trip shortly after the one with bass, pollock and all sorts with Gaz. I took us back to the inland sea spot and I said, trust me Steve, I know that was a ball like going across the marsh and stuff to get to it, but literally like the first 5 minutes I got a nice savage bite. I think that bite disappeared and then I cast in again, got a nice flounder of around 37 centimetres or so and so. And then Steve hit gold. Steve hit his PB flounder, a 42 centimetre flounder, which was a whopper. It was like a baby halibut. It was fantastic. And then I had a schoolie, and then I think we sacked it off. And it's a good job Steve didn't park where he parked. Would have parked because it was a spring tide. It was covering the road. So the next day we woke up pretty handy, had some breakfast after a bit of banter. I won't go into that, but yeah. So then we decided, all right, let's do some wrasse fishing off the rocks. So we did some wrasse fishing and it ended up being a red letter wrasse session. It was just ridiculous. Well, Steve was ridiculous. It was just like bam, 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 literally small hooks, catching everything on ragworm, picked up from bluefin in the morning. I think I had some black lug as well, fresh black lug, which I decided to use later on in the session. I'll get to that. Steve was catching all sorts of species, tompots, corkwing, ballons, even a sea scorpion. I was finding it a little slow, so I decided to go all in. I decided to stick to the size ones for the better wrasse, cast it out far, started to get a few nice wrasse, about 1.5 to 2 pound. Steve moved over on the inside and started to fish for wrasse as well. He was doing just as good. Literally, he's a wrasse magnet. A few good fish, and then we hit the boozer for some drinks, which was awesome. Then we woke up. Steve decided, you know, he was knackered, needed to get back into his and stuff. I decided to get a move on as well. Then I called my dad to say I'm setting off back home. He said, oh, actually, we're at the boat, by the way. So I went to Holyhead Breakwater, went on my parents' boat for the first time, and started just fishing off the boat, you know, literally in the harbour, because I thought, you know, just see what's possible just in the harbour. Getting loads of mini bites and eventually hooked a little whiting. Thought not really up for catching a little whiting, so I live baited it on a single circle and caught my first ever live bait catch when it comes to fish on the shore. I caught a dogfish. Dropped a hand line down for my dad, and he had a dogfish. Then we made the decision to head for a little spin around the breakwater. So we went behind the breakwater. I was struggling to fish because it was so powerful. Then we ended up heading back to the breakwater, back of the wall on the cornerish area. I dropped it down and it went boom, 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 and got my first triple header of pollock, which was ace. And then on the next cast, I said, oh, this feels like one big fish. And it was a PB red gurnard, like my first ever red gurnard as well. It's like that big. It's pretty good actually. All fish pretty much released, apart from one pollock, which I should have released really. But that was the end of the day. It's just good company and a fantastic summer experience. There you go, I'm ready. Hey guys, got a nice flounder. Steve's just had one as well. Oh, So in she goes.
Well done, Tom.
Cheers, nice.
There's my
Right,
one
Stu,
there.
let's keep it rolling. Kick
There
it
you go.
goes, mate. Whoa, that's a unit. Is it off the hook? Nah. Whoa, it's a nice one, that one. Oh shit, I've got to go.
Come on, Tom. Yeah.
No, get it on camera. That's it, Steve. Smile. Oh my god.
Come on, Tom.
Nice one, Steve.
Well done,
down
buddy.
here for the sunlight. That's a beauty.
Little cracker.
Look at that. It's got to be £1.5 pound.
I reckon.
Yeah, beauty.
Good stuff.
Just get it. Look at that. Nice
yes.
fish.
Let's get him back in, eh?
Gorgeous. Let's get it sorted on the very vast salt water, right through the mouth. Yes. Nice one, Steve. Wow, that was insane. Pollock rig. Do you want to do a video?
Is that all pollock, is it? Three
Yeah, 3 pollock. Okay, guys, keep it upright. That's it. Just had a fantastic red gurnard. Waiting for it to open its mouth so I can get it sorted. Okay, open your mouth, buddy. Open your mouth. There we go. Look at that, guys. Absolutely fantastic red gurnard. Not a bad fish at all. That's a pretty decent chunk. Murphy's sea fishing. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right, now for a photo, Dad.
Okay.
So literally the very next day, after the boat trip at the end of the Anglesey trip, decided to message Mark, see what he was up to, and he said, I'm going to Hoylake. And I said, oh, that's awesome, I'm going to join. So got some worm, headed to Hoylake, eventually found him. It was literally a little speck in the distance. It's so hard to see from the shore there where people are. Just cast in. Mark had nothing before this, and literally I walked over to him after the first cast and heard my bells going, you know. I thought, oh, looked around, bite stopped. I thought, typical. So anyway, kept fishing. Mark had a belter bite looking at me, so it was like the vice versa. It was just silly. I said, get it, and he hooks into it, and it's like a nice mid-3, maybe 4 pound bass, which was ace. Then he said, oh, here's some fresh worm, you know, go catch one yourself. And cast in. Previously got bit off in the session, I didn't mention that, but yeah. So I thought, bollocks to that. Used 60 pound snoods, same hooks, cast in a fresh full lug, and then got a really nice interesting bite. Thought, keep a bass all day. And said, Mark, get it on camera quick. It's going to be a big one. And it turned out to be my first ever Hoylake taupe. Albeit it was just a pup, about 2 pounds, something like that. And it was the first taupe I've ever heard of come off Hoylake on the shore. You know, it was ridiculous, especially lugworm as well. So casting again, literally got a schoolie straight away, and thought bait really matters. The fresh bait works, so it's best just to go fishing less with what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to go fishing, use fresh bait, because it's just a waste of time. If even if the frozen's good quality, it counts as fresh because it's, you know, perfect. But it's not worth using crap bait when fishing. So that was a magical experience. And if you type who's caught a taupe or Hoylake, my name will come up and pretty much no one else's. So that was an awesome achievement on the AI Google. Unit, guys.
Wow. I think you've got a taupe, pup.
The tope pup.
Oh my god! Oh my god, a Hoylebank tope pup! Come here, you! Oh my god! A Hoylebank tope! This is my wildest dream. That's my biggest tope.
Brilliant.
Look at that. Let's go in the light there. Fantastic on the circle on black lugworm, Mark's lug.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, man.
Nice.
Could you get me a pic as well? So, literally the first day of August, I thought, no, bollocks to fishing. I've achieved what I've done this year. I don't need to push it anymore. But then Brian said, I'm going fishing at, Harrison Drive Beach for the flood. And it was a night session which appealed to me because I'd never done a Harrison Drive flood beach session before. Really slow session. Brian had a sort of decent flounder, really chunky, good condition. After both of us losing our rigs somehow. Then all of a sudden, when Brian was watching my rod, it just went, as bass do. And he said, that's a bass. So I hit it, and it was an amazing fight. When I got it to the edge of the water, I thought it was much bigger than it was, but for that spot, it was pretty big. I think it was 2 pound 8 ounces and 48 centimeters, I believe, but I've got it on camera, so enjoy the video. Guys, this is a stunning fish, new right. 2.5 pound, and absolutely made up with that. That's fantastic. The decent mouth, elasticated lug from Matty Roberts, Boss Sea Rigs. He gets the finest worm, and yeah, what a lovely fish. Cheers, Bri. Nice one. Cheers, mate. Right, thanks, Bri. Two days after the 1st of August, I went to Hoylebank with Ben, and then Cole turned up last minute. Ben left after not catching. Cole got into a schoolie straight away, standing in the water with no tripod, which was dead cool. And I thought, oh, maybe today's not the day. But then all of a sudden, my rod just went like that. I thought, Jesus, this is going to be all right. So anyway, I hit it on the Century Light. Lovely compression with a used rod as well. I imagine they were stiffer when they were bought out the shop. Came in, I thought this is going to be a PB all day. It was such a chunky fish. Can't remember the centimeters, but I'll find out. You'll find out on the video. But yeah, that was 4 pound 8 ounces. Absolute cracker, chunky beast. It really made me think, shit, is this bigger than my 5 pounder? But we'll see for next year if I surpass the 5.5 pound mark. But I think I gave that bass to my granddad, and he really enjoyed it, and he filled his boots basically. He was really happy, so that's good. Okay guys, gonna measure the bass. It's an absolute beauty, absolute stunning fish. Gold face, big eyes, big mouth, and what a beauty. Big tail as well. So let's get this fish measured.
Just shy of 58, guys. 57 centimetres, definitely.
Still early August, I decided to take a gardening customer who was into fishing on a last minute bass trip. I was very confident we'd get something, and literally on his first chuck on my tackle, baited up a wrap lugworm. He had I'd say a 2.5 or just an upper 2 pound bass. Upper 2.5 pound bass, and that was a thrill, to be honest. It's his first time out catch as keeper, so that was awesome. But that was it for the rest of the session. Beautiful sunset as always in Hoylake Beach, and yeah, chuffed to mix work and fishing together. So success all around, really. So there we go, guys. The Yuki circle, and the way I set it, I let Neil finish the fight. Is that the circle? That's the Aberdeen jammed in there. The circle jammed in there. Beautiful fish. Nice one. Later on in August, still early August, I decided to meet up with Brian and Graham. This time using the multiplier on one rod, just to see what I could do after some confidence casting with a Penn 515, the golden black one. So yeah, just set up the fixed spool first, just because I was more confident using that. Cast it in, started to get savage bites, so I thought, well, best leave it, and then set up the multi and get that set up. Hit the Turk flapper size 3/0s on whatever fish was on there. Unfortunately, it just locked up, so I lost on the fixed spool. So set up the multiplier straight away. Cast in reasonable distance, could wade probably about 20 yards, 15 yards. Got it into the ray zone a bit shorter, just to avoid whatever was out there. Started to set the other rod up, the fixed spool. The multi started curling over, and I knew something was developing. So I thought, yep, let's get this on camera. Hit the multiplier rod, and retrieved on the Ziplex my first ever ray, and first ever ray on a multiplier. That was awesome. But I'll be honest, like, if you're not good enough to look up while reeling in on a multiplier, it's not really that fun. And the power of a multiplier compared with fixed spool makes like a 4 pound ray feel like a match on the end of the line, sort of thing. So, but that was an achievement, so I'm chuffed with that. That's never happened before, and that was in this epic year. There she is, guys, the first ray of the year, a little female. What a beauty. Lovely fish, that. And Boss Sea Rigs pulley pennel. They're only £1. Fantastic rigs. Let's see how she's hooked. Oh, perfect. Happy days. So literally the day after, I go on the boat with Andy and his friend, and yeah, basically I brought some bait this time just to see if I could catch a boat caught bass. Those guys were fly fishing. I think Andy tagged one, a decent size. That was an awesome sight. And he said, keep an eye on your rods, Tom. And on black lug on a pulley pennel, I just hooked a 5 poundish smooth hound, which was quite fun. It jumped out the water, which was ace. Then we did like another spot where we were drifting or something like that. I don't know if we were still and drifting with the flies and stuff. I got bored of that, so I decided to like get a frozen sand eel, hook it through the head, and just cast it out as far as I could. Let it just drop slowly, and yeah, held the rod sideways. I think I didn't keep letting line off, just kept it still when I knew it was at the spot in the depth. The rod started tapping slowly, and then it arched over, and I knew when to set it. Amazing fight, dead nervous, because it was my first ever free line bass. I was absolutely chuffed. What else? Yeah, I just remember the old fella saying, well, I said, oh, I'm surprised I caught that because those Team U hooks are shit. And he said, they're shit. Well, you try and get this out. And I said, trust me, they're shit. Tried to shake the hook out, and I literally could lift this 3.5 pound bass or 3 pound bass. I couldn't get the hook out, so it just was, yeah. But that was the end of that day. Absolutely awesome. Yep. There we go, guys. A nice 3 pound fish on free line on a Team U hook, cheap Team U hook. Thought they were shit until today. So I'll take us up to mid-September. Darren was smashing the rays. I think he had 7 or 6 rays. It was ridiculous. I thought, you know, screw it, I'll go for rays. So I went for rays, and well, yeah, I think I was going for rays, but I was on a short pulley panel. It just did not work at Eastham. It was bullshit. So I thought, fuck that. I'm gonna make my old-fashioned fixed panel just with line, swivel, lead clip, hooks, snood. So loop to loop, dead simple, dead long as well, because I read in my mind that the shortness of the rigs weren't doing any favours. Made a mackerel bait, just straight mackerel, frozen mackerel. Elasticated it up into a nice bait, around about that size, that length. Cast it out. It wasn't amazing distance, it wasn't terrible either, but I got a savage bite. I thought nothing of it because I had loads of savage bites on these short pulley panels, and this one really took off, and I don't think I put my drag on, so it's starting to really curl over on the Shimano Speedmaster, pretty much a Consi rod. Got a lot of power. Hit it, it was fantastic. Got the fight on camera, I'll show you that. Came up to the top, I think, I can't remember, but got it in. Darren hand lined it in, got a quick selfie video, and then released it for another day. Then the next day after, I decided to go for Dover Sole because I knew the Dover Sole were present at the time there. This would be like my first ever high water Dover Sole from the Mersey on the Wirral side. So yeah, I was scratching away and got a little silver eel eventually. It was a tiny thing. Then my other rod went while the silver eel was on the deck getting unhooked, so I thought, shit, I'll get that now quick. So I got a just in size Dover Sole, first ever Eastham Sole. Absolutely buzzing with that achievement. Still got it in the freezer, to be honest. Just as like maybe I'll taxidermy it or dry it out and then put it on a frame, and like I'll just write like Eastham and fancy writing under it, because it's a really big achievement for me, to be honest, even more so than the Thornback Ray. So yeah, we'll move on and see what we've got left. Okay guys, got a lovely ray on the Mersey. She's a beauty, absolute stunner. Decent size eyes on it as well. So good mouth, big bait, and Darren's advice. So cheers guys, Murphy Sea Fishing.
Yeah, do you want me to take a picture for you?
Yeah, go. I think we're closing into the best of the year now. So me, Darren and Steve went to Garden City, a venue I'd never fished before. I was confident, to be fair, just because Darren said it was good, so I thought, yeah, it's going to be. I think I watched Darren pulling a fish on black lug. I was using ragworm initially, I'm not sure. Anyway, I thought, bollocks to it, I'm going to go all out black lug, whole lug on a 3-hook flapper, so 3 whole lug each cast on 2 rods. Straight into the flounder, and it never stopped. Literally went through 4 or 5 packs of lugworm. It was ridiculous. I got up to 15 fish in like 2.5 hours or something like that. The best one was 39 centimeters flounder wise, 2 silver eels, medium standard size. Pretty much kept the lot, to be fair, which was a bit wild, but they were really deep hooked, even on the 2Os as well. Size 2s, they were just swallowing them. On the 2Os, they were doing the same. So gave them away, and I think that was the most fish I had in a session all year, especially flounder, that's for sure. That was actually a PB of flounder in a session ever since I started sea fishing. Okay guys, that's the large majority of my catches today, including this absolute whopper. So I think this is the last mentionable session of the year. Me, Steve and Gaz decided to go to Ross Niger for a hopeful small-eyed ray session. Yeah, so really slow, like terribly slow, to the point where the tide started turning and we were thinking, let's pack up. Everyone was packing up. I said, come over here guys, we've got a bite. We all looked, waited for the next move, kicked off again after a minute wait, and then Steve said, hit it. So I hit it and thought, yep, definitely something on, but small, whatever it is. Then it came across, gliding in on the sand. I thought, oh cool, a mini schoolie. But it turned out to be my first golden grey mullet. I was absolutely buzzing. It was double hooked as well, which was even weirder. It's just weird, like catching a golden grey. You hear about greys all the time, to be honest, but golden grey are much smaller fish and rarer. It was 28 centimeters, so it's about small medium for that species. I think they go up to 2.5 to 3 pound, maybe 2.5 for sure. That was an amazing highlight of the session. Me and Gaz decided to do the double session and do the night tide. A guy next to Gaz was pulling out dogfish, whiting. Eventually got a small-eyed ray. I lost a decent ray on single hooks. After numerous bites and no returns to the rig, I decided to use double panels, same bait, sand eel and squid. Then I had a bite. I thought I'd leave it because I didn't want to get the same situation of reeling in too early or whatever. Then it really collapsed the Ron Thompson accelerator, and if you know what that rod is, it's hard to compress, so this really curled over. And after a decent fight, a really good fight, came into the shore and I could see an elongated shark and knew it was a smooth hound, but a good one. Who knows, it could have been a double figure. It was insane. But that came off somehow, and thought, oh, for fuck's sake, lost the fish of the night. Anyway, kept reeling in, you know, with the shark lost on the rig, and there was a 5 pound ray on it as well, 5 pound thornback. So that gave me a bit of confidence. Casting again, got a dogfish, quite a large dogfish. Gaz reported he had a whiting. a single weighing for the whole double session, so it was tough fishing. We did fish up to pretty much high water, but it was shockingly slow. So if you miss that window at Rossniger, it's not worth going all that way just to probably catch whiting. You might as well just go the Mersey. But yeah, I think that was the last best session of the year. So thanks for watching the video, and let's look forward to next year's catches. Cheers, guys.
Right, that's playing, so don't do any. That's that. Okay. Okay, guys, I've got my first UK mullet. Always wanted one of these. Not sure what species it is, but it's got a golden face there. We're actually going to measure it as well. What's your guess, guys? I'm going to say 30, 31.
26.
Was I off? Oh, stay right. 28.
28.
28, gorgeous fish. Okay, just check it's filming.
Nice.
Yeah, fantastic. Let's get it back. Can't wait to have a celebratory cigarette with all the lads. Let's get this gorgeous fish back. Might be a bit late actually. On the tide. Go on, bud. On you too. On you too. Just cleaning him. He's got a lot of sand on him. Taking the biofilm off him, but like I say, he did come at range. Oh, I hope it wakes up. Let's go on. Top stuff. Yes. First mullet.